If your person has run, hey, they weren't running towards you like they were supposed to, naughty, naughty. They actually may be chasing somebody else. Maybe they're stuck in a marriage. Maybe they are stuck at work. Who knows? Maybe they're just stuck in their heads, their trauma. Hi, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Dr. Amanda Noelle, the Twin Flame Alchemist. In this video today, I'm going to teach you the tools to make your beloved become magnetized to you. Not only will this help with your relationship with them, it's going to fill you up so you feel awesome, so you feel safe to be in an intimate relationship, and so that if they ever stray again, if they get busy at work or they have other commitments that are unavoidable, that you'll feel amazing. And you won't feel like someone who's getting ignored and desperate. And, that just does not feel great. I can relate to that because I actually was not only running after multiple people I thought were soulmates or twin flames or people I just was very attracted to. I wore my heart on my sleeve. I'm sorry. I am here on the planet for love. And that was one of the biggest challenges in my 20s and 30s. I can relate to it because to be in the relationship that I'm in now with my twin flame, and we've been married for almost a decade. Well, actually, we've been soul married for a decade and legally married for about half a decade. But before that happened, before I met my beloved, I went through such a harrowing heartbreak that I had to learn these tools, and they made me become, on some level, invincible. That even if for whatever reason my person were to leave me, I would still feel pretty darn amazing. I feel like I have the tools to fill my cup up, to feel sexy, magnetic, have fun, and to really know that I'm not alone, even if I am alone. So the first secret to having them run back towards you, the technique, is to actually not care if they come back. And I know that sounds kind of weird. It's like counterintuitive. But here's the thing. When we have this neediness, it gives that frequency of desperation, and it actually can trigger, especially for the divine masculines out there, it can trigger a trauma response in them where they feel smothered. That's the biggest fear of the masculine. So the feminine, we have a fear of abandonment, which you might be feeling now. I know a lot of women follow my channel. I know a lot of people with feminine energy, but all of us, we have a fear of being left, right? Like no one wants to be left at the altar or left hanging or left waiting for a text message. You're saying, Amanda, how can I just not care about this person? So of course, I will address that in a second. It's not totally possible, but just hear me out. To do your best to not care, that will require you to fill yourself up with things that you do care about. I know this can be hard, especially if we've been walked out on and we're just feeling like we're hanging by a thread. And sometimes it can be very emotionally painful, sometimes even destabilizing. It can kind of bring up our childhood wounding or father wounds when dad left mom and the divorce was messy, or when mom made a criticism about us not being good enough and we felt like she didn't love us. All these things can actually be coming up, and it's kind of weird, but with our twin flame or someone that represents that type of connection. So if we are to not care, it requires us to, one, find something that we care about. Maybe it's adopting an animal. That's what I did. And Hazel was the biggest animal in my life. On some level, this was with me for over a decade. Opened my heart, helped me heal, and I had so much love and care in her. She fed my soul, and all of my needy energy went into something so distracting and so cute. So have your puppy love with a puppy. Maybe for you, instead of carrying the weight of when's he going to text me, when are they coming back, how am I going to strategize to make them want me, or are they my twin flame, a million tarot cards going crazy in our heads, right? Instead of that, can you pursue your passion of history or of art, or of learning a new tantra technique, or traveling, or volunteering at a soup kitchen? I mean, there's so many different things. If we just stay in this track of obsessing about this person, and I'm not saying that you're obsessing just because this is your 100th video that you've been watching on Twin Flames on YouTube or wherever you're seeing this, because I was that girl. So if we can find something we're truly passionate about and build that and grow it. And maybe it's a bunch of different things, but get your sensual goddess energy and take it out on that. And your person will be like, wow, that's really attractive. And if they don't, then the right people will. And you'll be able to choose from a whole squadron of potential suitors instead of obsessing about this person who does not see you right now, who doesn't have space for you right now. And you are so amazing. The other thing about not caring is doing that work on the inner childhood wounds, because oftentimes we care about someone liking us back and wanting them to fulfill our hole in ourselves, HOLE, when we actually are desiring to feel whole, WHOLE, in ourselves. So when somebody runs, we want to ask ourselves questions like, what does this remind me of? What feeling is being triggered in me that has been kind of a through thread in my life? Like, this is a familiar sensation. Or gosh, here it is again. Here's my shame. I'm a failure at relationships. This is the 10th relationship I've messed up. For me, it was like, oh my God, everything was going so well. And boom, Amanda, why did I sabotage it? What's wrong with me? Now, these will give you some hints as to where the early childhood trigger wound pain pattern is coming from. And you'll want to work with a dedicated mentor or healer, or if you feel capable of doing it yourself, really diving into that pain. Now, trauma might be coming up, pain might be coming up. If you have any signs like sleepless nights, insomnia, I had that. That's trauma coming up. If you have disordered eating coming up, that's trauma coming up. When my person ran, all of a sudden I fit into my size 2 jeans. It's like, I'm not a size 2. I'm supposed to be a 4 to a 6. And I eat whatever I want. But I just couldn't keep my weight on. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. It was not sexy. It was actually a bout of depression because an early childhood trauma was coming up. So I'm grateful that I had my guides. I'm grateful that I had my healing team of therapists, professionals, life coaches, channels. So don't feel like you have to do it alone. I myself am currently going through a trauma healing somatic certification program, because what I'm finding is that a lot of my clients on a twin flame path are actually holding on to deep layers of hidden trauma, and that when they meet their twin flame, it kind of uncrumbles that foundation that they're on, and all of a sudden they feel like they're falling into a black hole. So find those things that give you a calm nervous system. Do the healing practices. Maybe it's meditation. Maybe it's embodied movement. Maybe it's joining a support circle, a prayer circle, listening to soothing music, working with the therapist. Like, there's so many different things. But instead of caring about that person, what they think and what they have going on, building our lives, building our mental health, building our self-esteem. When we're in this mess, this is an opportunity, an initiation, if we think about it positively, to empower ourselves, to heal ourselves, to make ourselves whole, instead of coming from that leaky hole that's just that bucket. You know, we can think about a twin flame relationship. It's a sacred container. And if we have this chalice that just has a hole, like a hole in the bucket, and you're filling that chalice with sacred waters, it's just spilling out all over the floor, it's not going to build, it's not going to hold water. So this is an opportunity, especially for us feminines that hold the water of the emotions, of the sacral chakra, of the sensual energy, to make ourselves whole and to magnetize him to that, because he will run if he is feeling your trauma, because you, the feminine, is going to hold more of that womb-like energy, of that feminine space for the relationship to hold him. And if he feels like mama is shaken and flipping out, it's going to remind him of his early child trauma, even his pre-infancy, when he was a fetus, when his nervous system was being developed and his mom was maybe freaking out. Is my husband going to cheat on me? Or do we have money? Or, you know, just, is this birth going to be okay? A lot of moms have a lot of stress. So let's do those nervous system regulation healing practices. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, to our channel, definitely do that, because we're going to be dropping a lot of videos on how to heal yourself, how to make yourself strong and solid as a high-end priestess. We're priests, welcome men as well. And my husband, Jack, couldn't be with me today. He sends you all love. We went to the spring water today. We had an amazing time with our community. And we are about to drop this video together, and we realized, you know what? It feels so nourishing to listen to what feels right. So I'm honoring him, holding the space downstairs. Thank you, Jack, for setting the mic up. And thanks to me for saying, I got this video. It feels good for me to do it alone. And in a way, it's like by honoring the sacred separation and doing what we love, we then bring it back together. So my prayer is that if you are apart from your twin flame, if you take these moments to really dive into your deliciousness and to your healing, to becoming whole, that the collective hole in the ozone and the hole in the ocean full of plastic, all of that stuff, we can alchemize it together. So thank you for healing the planet. Thanks for being here. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Namaste, namasko.